is a beautiful day to honor Rollins College's most famous neighbor and alumnus, Mr. Fred Rogers. He and his wife Joanne had a special connection to Winter Park and this campus, and now a special sculpture pays tribute to his legacy that still lives on today. The bright piano melody, the front door about to swing wide open to that familiar, friendly face.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
The cozy living room, the sweater. Mr. Rogers had a special way of making you feel right at home, like you were friends, neighbors.
Won't you be my neighbor?
But before he worked his way onto our screens and into our hearts, Fred Rogers started his journey right here as a music composition major at Rollins College. In the late 1940s, Mr. Rogers lived in this dorm. He walked the oak tree-lined campus and met his wife, Joanne. And it was here Rogers drew inspiration on what would become his life's work and his unique way of communicating with children.
Mommy.
That's the mommy, and which one is this?
Daddy.
And daddy? A mommy and a daddy?
Yeah.
One of the genial things about Fred was when he spoke to children, he didn't speak to children like most adults from above down to them. He treated them as fully formed little individuals with their own thoughts, their own feelings, and he spoke to them, as one human being to another.
It's why generations of children sat fixed to the screen as their soft-spoken friend told them they were special, just the way they are. And it's clear, years after his passing, Mr. Rogers is very special to Rollins College. As a group of children gathered to sing one of his signature songs, fans, friends, and family dedicated a new sculpture on campus to honor his legacy.
I would think that as we think of him in kindness and acceptance, love, etc., that's what I somewhat see in the statue, don't we all?
His youngest son, John Rogers, and his late wife, Joanne, helped sculptor Paul Day understand the true essence of the man behind the sweater.
Within a few weeks of hearing the name Fred Rogers, I found myself sitting on a sofa with my wife next to Joanne Rogers, and she was just giggly and fun and telling us all about her life with Fred and telling us like Fred was no saint, you know. And I sort of said, Joanne, are you sure about that? I would really disagree. I think he probably was quite saintly. But having Joanne tell us about the love of her life obviously made this all come alive. And it became an affair of the heart for me.
Commissioned as a gift to the college by its board of trustees, the sculpture shows Mr. Rogers crouched down with his puppet, Daniel Tiger. He's surrounded by children.
Well, Fred probably wouldn't have wanted to be a statue, but I'm sure he would have approved of putting the children first and of showing his work. And also, of course, around the back of the sculpture, there's the neighborhood of make-believe. So they're the puppet characters, which are so important in the way he communicated to the children. You know, these scruffy little glove puppets of weird animals and strange characters, you know, these are sets from the 1970s. There's no sophistication. It's very raw, but he brings them alive with the most amazing clarity.
And in this sculpture, Paul Day brings the memory of Mr. Rogers to life. A labor of love that took 11 months and 4,000 hours to complete. You'll spot show favorites, the neighborhood trolley, Lady Elaine Fairchild, and, correct as usual, King Friday.
Countless people would come if we were out to dinner or something, and they didn't want to bother you, just wanted to say this: thanks for the half-hour break when your show is on with my kids. Because it was very soothing, you know, and the parents, the ones that would have the real energetic kids would say, this really helps.
Can you read it? You're welcome.
Even the most energetic connected with the kind, calm style of Mr. Rogers. The cozy sweaters didn't hurt. One of the most valuable items you'll find on campus is one of those famous sweaters, hand-knit